All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone, of whom I learn from daily. Hear that? All right, healthy shalom to the brothers out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. I wanted to do just basically a quick hitter here. I was speaking to my daughter, and she was asking some questions about, what were you asking about? What was it? About the Iran thing, and how you heard that Iran was wanting to bomb the U.S. Well, so she was asking why, and I told her, I said, well, it's prophecies. It's all in the prophecies. Matter of fact, here, let's just go there. The book of Sirach 39 and verse 1. Okay, and this is it's a quick hitter, quick lesson, but. And I've gone over this, but let's keep going over it. All right, because it's all prophecy, and I just got a couple of scriptures pulled up. It's raining outside or whatever. You see, the book of Sirach 39 verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom. Now, again, I just went over this, I guess yesterday, really, or maybe a couple of days ago. I don't know. Time's flying, for the elect's sake. But the what's the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? It is what? Wisdom, right? So when the scripture says that he that is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out wisdom. You hear this? It will seek out wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Okay, so the prophecy is going to fix everything. So let's go back here, and we'll read this again. All right, let's go to where was I at? Yeah. I'm tripping. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Let's just go ahead and go here. So I read this before. I'm gonna read it again just for edification purposes. All right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 20. Because she was asking all kinds of questions, and and there's a murmuring out there, even in the youth circles, you're talking about what's going on, and really it seems like a lot of people are getting a little bit nervous and not understanding what's happening. Oh, she also asked me, why is Donald Trump? Oh, is Donald Trump? Why is Donald Trump or Nero, as we know him to be? Why is he getting into this war or whatever, blah, blah, blah? Well, it's prophecy, okay? And that's why I read Sirach 39 and verse 1. It's all prophecy. Let's read this. Jeremiah 49 verse 20. I just read it to you, but we're going to read it again for edification purposes for the people. Therefore, hear this counsel of the Lord Yahweh, that he have taken against Edom, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? And hey, not to mention, he can look like a so-called black man also. And that's a fact. All right. And his purposes are to do what? To wage war, really just to totally destroy the Israelites. That's the whole main point. Okay. That's really what he wants to do, and get his birthright back. But it's not going to happen. All right. His purposes against the inhabitants of Teman, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. We all know the least of the flock is who? The Amalekites, the head tribe of the Edomites. They are definitely drawing them out. Babylon. It's clear to see it. All right. Surely he shall make them. Okay. All right. So what you have here in Proverbs 21 and verse 1 is the king's heart is in the mind of the Lord. See? Let's read it. The king's heart, which is your mind, is in the hand of the Lord Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. So he's making these kings, if you will, because that's exactly what they look at the military day parade, right? Which was basically a birthday party for Nero, for Trump, right? Right? Look at the things that he's doing. Again, we just went over this, my daughter and I, I'm just teaching her a couple things, which is good. The scripture said train up a child, but look at what was this no kings movement, right? And we don't do kings in America. Well, yeah, you do. There's another scripture that said they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Matter of fact, let's go there. All right, because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua he's turning their minds, he's stirring up their minds to do these things, to wage war. The third woe is past, right? What scripture did I say I was getting ready to get? Huh? What was it? Damn. You said Jeremiah? Yeah, it just flew right out of my mind. I hate it when that happens, but the water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua if it comes back, all right? Every way of a man is right in his own eyes. Ooh, listen to this. But the Lord Yahweh pondereth the hearts. What's your heart? Your mind, right? See, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but they don't understand they're being controlled. Now, I'll say it like this: the Zionists, the 1948ers, the small hatters, has basically told Trump, "Look, if you go against us, next time it might not be a little clip to the ear. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it could be a couple millimeters or an inch or two to the right or to the left, so it hits its purpose." You know what that means, don't you? They basically told, I'm speaking to the people too, right? But they basically told Nero, if you don't go our way and do our bidding, you might be unalived. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable to the Lord Yahweh than sacrifice. A high look and a proud heart, a proud mind, and the plowing of the wicked is sin. Who are the most proud people on earth? Esau. You got it. You a smart girl. The Edomites are proud, and it tells you that in the book of Obadiah. Let's go there. Slovakia. We'll go there, and then we'll get into a couple other things and close it out. As it tells you, he's very, very, very proud, and you can see how proud they are. The vision of Obadiah, verse 1, it's only one chapter anyway. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahweh concerning Edom. There it is again. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is set among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. See? This is all going down. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. They are greatly despised. What were we talking about before? How in all these nations are really pissed off at the great whore, which is Babylon, right? America. And no one likes them. This is what it says. Behold, I will make thee small among the heathen. They're heathens too. They are greatly despised. See? Everybody hates them. Let's read verse 3. This is the point I wanted to get to. The pride of thine heart, what's your heart? Your mind, right? Has deceived thee. Though that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, who saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. What's the national bird? Yep, you got it. It's an eagle. And as a matter of fact, all the, Edomite empires always had an eagle. All of them. Rome, all of them. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But it's the truth. Though I exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, the space stations, right? Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. So they have no hope. I mean, they're basically screwed. Totally. And they're thieves. And it goes into that, right? But we'll go back and we'll read Ezekiel 38 chapter. Okay, let's continue on. Ezekiel 38 chapter and verse 1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the Russians, and the land of Magog, their land, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Verse 3. And say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog. All right, you listen to this closely. The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. Remember, we read Proverbs 21, verse 1, where it says, the king's heart is in the mind of the Lord. He makes them do these things. He's making them because it's all prophecy. You see, that's that wisdom. And, you know, in the end times, in the book of Isaiah the 33 verse 6, it says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of that time. That's why we're not flipping out. You see? That's why we're not going crazy. But we understand that these things must come to pass, as the scripture said. But the other people, the news people, well, if you're watching any mainstream news, you're already watching a Zionist propaganda anyway. Okay? You understand what that means? Propaganda, you're watching. Well, let's look it up so we can all get edification. Let's look up the word propaganda. Come on. A propaganda is information, especially of biased, misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. All right. So if should make sense, right? So if you're watching a mainstream news or whatever, the people who own it are pushing their agenda. That's what I'm trying to get at. 100%. Okay. Now let's continue on here in the Ezekiel 38th chapter. I will turn thee back and put hook into thy jaws, and will bring forth all thine army horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, weapons, right, and defenses. You have the missile defenses, what they call the Iron Dome over there, which is failing. See, all right, and I just watched a little short video the Elder Malcolm had posted up or shared. How Tel Aviv is completely destroyed. Yeah. And you got to pay attention to that, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah for the same thing. There's the thing over there in Tel Aviv called Pink City. All right. And they claim to be the people of the Lord. Pink City is basically a transmission city. LGBTC3PO city. You know what I'm talking about? Okay? It's sick. They got the biggest GAY parade on the planet. And they claim to be the people of the Lord? Yeah. Kosher pig? Yeah. You didn't know they had kosher pork? It's crazy, man. Esau's the damn devil. Anyhow, and see, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with the bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. This is the one that this is the prophecy that's happening right now. Okay, Persia is what? Iran. We went over this just the other day. You see, when did Persia become Iran? See, the regime, Slovakia, the region that is now a country of Iran has been known as many different names, and has varying bodies of borders over the past 5,000 years. The name Iran comes from the what is that word? Avestan. It's right there. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. You know how I am with these damn words. All right. Anyway, appearing in the time. Please get out, Slovakia. Crazy ass dogs. Appearing in the time of Cyrus the Great, the 4th century BC. You see, I want to see when the name was changed, because I believe it was on a pagan, one of those pagan days or months. Official name 1979. 1930 started to begin. Well, anyhow, the point is Persia is Iran, okay? And you see, hey, Iran's unleashing all kinds of hell over there in the state of Israel. And Thawada how about Shem Yahushai, okay? Now, we don't have no dog in that fight, really. All right, so here we go. Now, Libya. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure this is right. I can't be pretty sure. I got to be 100%. Got to be 100. History of Libya, yep, under Muammar Gaddafi. Now, what did America, a.k.a. Babylon, do to Muammar Gaddafi? they unalived him. And they called it what? Regime change. Same thing they're trying to do, or all up in the news about Iran right now. They say they want a regime change. Why? Because they're not playing ball and doing exactly what they wanted to do. But this is the beginning of the third woe. See? It's supposed to happen. Okay? So the history of Libya under Muammar Gaddafi. So that's what they did to him. And look, what do you have here? Israel-Iran conflict. See that? Israel-Iran conflict 2.0, merging saying analysis, exiled crown. Okay? So let's go here. Did the same thing with who? Saddam Hussein. You remember? Well, you don't remember because you weren't around then. That was a long time ago. It was 2001 when Babylon, aka America, had went to war with Iraq. Okay? And they went in there to do several things. All right? And directly after that, see, Iraq has like one of the biggest productions of it's called poppy plants, right? And they're opioids, and that's when the opioid epidemic exploded. Makes sense? Anyhow, U.S. backed regime change. You see this? That's Saddam Hussein, and they publicly unalived these dudes, man. Publicly, yeah. You should see my daughter's face. She was like, "Really? Yeah." Publicly. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyhow, U.S.-backed regime change has a checkered past. Iran, what does this say? Let's go here. Iran may be no different. So this is Esau's MO. This is what he does. He's always done these things. You go against us, we're gonna take you down. We're gonna change everything about your country. We're gonna put in a puppet leader. And that's what they do. They covet fields and take them by violence in pursuant to Micah 2nd chapter. Okay? So, that being said, you know what? I guess we'll just leave it there. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Just a short, quick little lesson. I was talking to my daughter about, and how these current events, and really every event, it's already been written anyway. Everything that's going to happen and everything that has happened is prophecy.